our project called Your Next Stop. And I'm Andy.
Ruchi.
Sharanya.
Lizette.
Now, these are 21st century problem. So you're thinking, what kind of question you're thinking? Maybe what car to get? No. We should go for party? Nope. So the biggest question is what to eat. So this is our solution, Your Next Stop. But you're thinking, wait a minute, we have something like Yelp. But the Yelp does not tell you what to eat. It just give you the rating review of the restaurant you already picked. But what about what you want to eat? So that's what this app is all about. So of course, the more you put input on the type of restaurant you eat, the more accurate it gets. Let me tell you something about Neophobia, which is the fancy word for picky eater. Neophobia means you're afraid to try something new. But do not worry, because if you're a picky eater, you're thinking maybe it's because you grew up, but that's not true. The scientists found out that it's 78% of the genes that make you a picky eater. Make interesting. So what are you? Are you on Neophobia? We're gonna fuck and can voting or Andrew Zimmerman. But some of you don't know who the Anthony Borden. He's the guy with the TV show that he traveled around the world trying the different country food. So that's nothing freaky, it's cultural traditional food. But see that's Andrew Zimmerman. He eats like a really disgusting food, like worm, bug. I don't know, just really nasty. But our actually, this is our target audience. I'm sorry, if you're a picky eater, not gonna help you because you're gonna stay home. Now, here I'm around the Anthony Borden here. She just stick with her home food. Yeah.
That's me. My name didn't fit on the arrow.
Yeah, somewhere in between, okay. But lead and I'm gonna sing group. Now, we'll tell you, I don't know. Okay.
Thanks,
I will pass it off to Ruchi.
So for creating this app, we use these technologies: EL Fusion, MySQL, Flask, SQL Alchemy, using Python and Pandas. We used scikit-learn for machine learning, and we used random forest for our modeling. And lastly, we used Heroku to deploy our app. For the website, we use HTML and CSS. So this was the process we followed. We collected information from Yelp website using Yelp Fusion. We used cuisine and zip code for getting the data, and then we randomly selected 12 restaurants in the area based on the user's input, whether they like it or dislike. Then we used a random forest model and trained data on these variables. They were rating, reservation, delivery, price range, and cuisine. Reservation was the most important feature we used because, according to Lizette, we should not go to any restaurant which has no reservation. She doesn't want to stay in
Wait
the
in
line. So next time I think I will also follow that. We found that recommendation gets better after 100 evaluations. So we use this process, and now I will hand over to Sharanya for the next machine learning process.
All right, so as Ruchi mentioned, we use the random forest model. So we have the input, and all the input the user has to do is like or dislike a restaurant. We have our feature extraction that she mentioned, and then we run restaurants through our model, and we classify as a yes or a no as to whether, based on their input and previous inputs, they would go to this restaurant. So here's a quick example. Let's say zip code 11747, and these are all the current cuisine types that you can pick. And so Yelp picks 88 restaurants from there, and obviously with this one we can't just put in price from Yelp because it comes in $ amounts instead of like a number. So for price, that was pretty easy to encode. It was just use the normal label encoder from $1 which is 0 to $4 which is 3. However, for things like cuisine, we didn't want to give one cuisine more weight than another, so we had to use one-hot encoding or categorical encoding. So we first used the label encoder, and as you can see all the way, you have those columns of cuisines, and for the very first one, there's a 1 in the Japanese column, so that means that very first restaurant is Japanese. Lizette was thankfully able to encode delivery and reservation right into the database, so we didn't have to worry about that. So then we trained the data, and we fit it with the train test. And our R2, which was 0.78, now it's a little higher, but this is much better than what we started out with, and using any of the regression, any of the other models that we tested, this was the best R score that we found, so we decided to go with the random forest model. And now Lizette will go through a demonstration.
Okay, so now we're going to go and show you the application that we created. So you're going to be allowed to log in.
Unfortunately, we don't send out emails yet, so it's just kind of like a dummy variable. That's the next step.
Okay, so this will allow us to take your data and train it and give you a better R-squared or the restaurant. So I'll be putting in a zip code that I want to eat or find a restaurant in. I'm going to use all the cuisines right now, so I'm going to hit submit. And you'll see that you'll be returned with 12 random restaurants that you're going to choose like or dislike. You will have to evaluate each and every one of them. So, as you know, what I like is I'm going to choose Asian food or anything that has reservations, all right? So let's go through.
Oh, no, for Elizabeth.
So it's a no, right? So let's go. Japanese, yes. Italian, nope. Japanese again, yes. Italian, no reservation, nope.
I'm the complete opposite, where rating and price does matter.
Thai, yes. Okay, hold on. Okay, nope. No here again. No reservation. Oh, reservation. Let's do that. Oh, Korean and Mediterranean. Nope. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, voila. So that's it. And Italian. Oh, let's see if it has reservations, okay? Because it's Italian. Let's check. Oops, what did I just do? Yes, it has reservations. So it works.
As an added bonus for any of you guys, when you're looking at this restaurant, you can actually check the art score, which right now is 0.85.
Well, I stayed up all night putting data in.
So
I actually put too much. Where we
Lizette's got to have like hundreds of records in her set right now.
and then we show the team.
Yes, and then we just have a couple other links. You can hit the begin again to start from the beginning, and we have a team website too, just with links to our LinkedIn.
Okay.
So
Yep. So
add us, connect.
we'll use Ruchi's LinkedIn.
And there you go.
And there you go.
Connect y'all. We'll send the website through Slack. All right. And all right. So our last thing was just a wish list of things that we hope we could have gotten done. One was a sentiment analysis of the users' reviews. Just even though there could be a high review, but there could have just been that one thing that made it not 5 stars. Another thing is obviously a list of recommendations, previous recommendations that users. So once they log in, they can click on a link and they can see all the restaurants that they previously that were previously recommended. And so right now, the Yelp Fusion doesn't allow us to get check-ins from the users, so we can't see where they've already been, but we'd like to add that as an aspect to, give us more accurate data, because then now we know where they have gone for sure, not just where they would like to go, and we can incorporate that into our model. And last but not least, connect their Yelp account to their Your Next Stop account.